Hello, beautiful Leo people. Welcome to your February 2020 Intuitive Energy Update Forecast. My name is Lisa Lyle. This is my space here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. I can be found on social media on Facebook and Instagram, Wisdom of the Heart, and my website is lisalyle.com. So, congratulations, Leo. You made it through January 2020. That is something to be proud of. And as we get into, everybody was feeling the instability, intensity of 2020, and we saw it beautifully reflected in the collective, although beautifully in the sense that we were really able to see there was lots going on around the world. Mother Earth was, under pressure and releasing and letting things go. So we've had January 2020 it felt like one thing after another, after another, after another. And you may have felt like you've had a difficult time knowing which side was up. My cat's chasing his tail. Maybe you felt like you were chasing your tail for much of January. He's like just doing this little spin in circles. It's so funny. But now with February, there is a bit of a lightening up of the energy. It's not going to be as intense as it was throughout January. Yet the effects of the planetary alignments and everything that we experienced in January of 2020 are certainly going to be felt long past the year of 2020 and highlighted throughout this year as planets come back together and all this kind of stuff. I'm not an astrologer, so I speak the language of the soul, which I do believe on some level is astrology. This cat. So this month we have Mercury going retrograde on the 17th of February through to March 4th in the sign of Pisces and then coming back into Aquarius. We also have your full moon coming up this weekend, I believe, the 9th and 10th of February. So this is especially a potent and important time for you, Leo, to really, it's like when it's your full moon, it almost feels like your season of rebirth. Things have come full circle and now you begin this journey again throughout the next 12 lunar cycles to get back to your full moon. So what I'm feeling for you with this full moon, Leo, is that it's really important to, if something has been coming up that's really, calling you to release it and let it go, or you've been feeling, I really got to give that up, or I've got to, let that just go. It's just not working, whether it's projects, whether it's relationships, perhaps belief systems, perhaps addiction, anything like that. This is a really powerful time, and the universe is supporting you to make some positive changes. As always with Mercury retrograde each year, 4 times a year, 3 or 4 times a year, it's really important that we all take some time to reflect on how we're communicating. How are we using our voice in the world? How are we speaking to ourselves? What is how are we speaking to ourselves? How are we speaking to others? Are we communicating our feelings? Are we communicating in an integral way? Or are we not really communicating in an effective way at all? Are we aggressive? Are we speaking ill about ourselves? Are we speaking poorly to others? Mercury retrograde always asks us to pause and take some time to reflect within and reassess things. I always like to say reassess, reevaluate, and reconfigure things in our life. And how are we going to, a particular goal or a dream that we have for ourselves, is what we're doing supporting the manifestation of the desired or end result, or are we hindering ourselves consciously or unconsciously? So really, This is a good time, especially with your full moon coming up. It's a really good time to kind of reflect back on the last year or so, and what's still in your life today. Are you happy with what's still in your life today? Or are there things that perhaps you'd be better off if you just left in the past, left behind, and moved forward? Because the more we're willing to let go and release things, the more space we create for the things that we want and the support that is meant to carry us forward. So for this month, I'm doing some Magdalene. I'm working with the Divine Order of Magdalene Sisters to bring these messages through, as connected with the dragons, as connected with universal consciousness and source, and of course with our animal friends, the animal kingdom. Oh, I love this card. I really love this card. It's the eternal embrace. And really what I feel when I connect with this card all the time is the eternal embrace of your, I don't really want to say, but what I'm feeling is your beloved twin soul. What I'm feeling more is the that, as well as the eternal embrace of your soul. Right? We're temporary humans. This body, Lisa, Diane, Lyle, eventually the body's going to, I'm going to stop breathing, the heart's going to stop beating, and that's going to be the end of the body. Yet it's not the end of the soul. That just births a new beginning for the soul journey. So what I'm guided to say is your higher self is always guiding and really wanting to run the show, if you will, really guide your actions and steps and directions in this lifetime. And you need to be willing to listen. This may also be for some of you, perhaps you're mourning the loss of a loved one, or you're missing someone who's transitioned to spirit, returned home, and perhaps you're feeling, the aches and pains that come along with losing a loved one. And I'm very familiar with that energy. And what I really want to say to you is, if this is your situation, if you are in the midst of a grief experience, if you're experiencing grief, please know this is like a hug, a blessing from your loved one. They're always with you. They've changed form, but they've never left you. And it's hard because in human form, we're very used to the tactile, the physical, the third dimensional, the density of the experience. And so when we lose someone who we deeply love, whether it's, a lover, a parent, a child, a sibling, whatever, a friend, anybody that we love, we can have a really difficult time with that because we no longer have the physical to touch, to talk to embrace, smell, all those things. And yet when we get not quite to the other side, because I'm not convinced we actually get to the other side, we learn to live with the loss. The loss is real though, yet when we get past the initial part of the grief, what remains is the love, and we actually are still, and in some cases more connected to our loved ones in spirit than we were in the physical form, because they have all these new abilities now, and they are not restricted by time and space and density, so they can be in many places. I wouldn't say maybe many places at once, but they're always right there with us. And I know this from my own experience of losing my beloved twin soul, my divine counterpart. And we're just 13 months or so on the other side of that loss. And he's never really left my side for a minute. He's still very much as present with me today than he was back in December of 2018. And that may be weird, for people to hear, and may make me seem weird saying it, and yet it's true. It's my experience. this guy, this dragon here. So just know your loved ones in spirit love you, and your higher self, your soul self, is always guiding and directing you in the here and now. You just must be open to receive the guidance and support that's always there for you. And then, of course, you must be ready to take action towards your dreams. So this is about the third or fourth time this card has come out for these readings. And this is the crystal yellow dragon. Opens you to higher learning and wisdom. And so with this card here, I do feel like your higher self is trying to get your attention. And I won't really say like loved ones in spirit. I'm really feeling this is your higher self. Although if you do have loved ones in spirit, they will seek to get your attention in a myriad of ways. And, a simple acknowledgement from your part really begins to open up that line of communication a little bit more, because, really, like, if we get excited by our ability to communicate with loved ones in spirit, they get excited to show us their new abilities to communicate with us, and they really will pull out all the stops. I mean, that's been my experience in the past 13 months. It's just a little bit of encouragement, and, my guy's ready to perform. Oh, gosh. In a new way, of course. But this dragon is really wanting to support you in opening up to the energy of your higher self and the guidance of your higher self that's always there, loving and supporting you, and really wanting to support you in forward movement on your path. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. And, my lovely Leos have this tendency to be like, oh, look at me. Leos like to be in the spotlight. Leos love that. I'm a Leo moon, so I'm quite familiar with the energy. But this is not, when we're walking at the higher spiritual path, this is about alignment with our heart center. This is not about, oh, look at me. It's not horse and pony show or a horse and lion show. It's really about the path of service that is the gentle path of service through the heart. And to do and create and share from your heart space. Because when we can be up here and like, oh, front and center, I'm on the stage, there's an element of ego energy in there. And with this golden color can be somewhat of that. But when we connect in with the solar plexus, it can be a rather egoic energy, right? Like the free will center. So when we're in balance within, then not that there's no ego. The ego isn't showy. It's not confrontational. It's not aggressive. It's dynamic. It's responsible. It's freely using their free will properly, right? It's not domineering or controlling. So I do feel like this is a month for you to really connect with your higher self. And it feels like it's a month almost of learning, learning how you can connect with your higher self or with your guides, angels, your loved ones in spirit, because they're always there. I do feel this is a learning month. It's almost like Leo's going to school in February. And in school, there is victory and success. Dun, dun, dun. What I notice most about this is the number. And it's a number 6. So number 6 is the energy of the House of Virgo. It's also a health, family, home, career path. Your path of service in this lifetime. What did you come here to do? And because when you're trusting, what I'm hearing is when you are trusting and following your heart, victory and success is yours. It's so funny because I'm like, Leo up here, look at me. And yet, when you're trusting and following your heart, it's going to be hard to miss you. It's going to be hard to miss you. And like moths to a flame or to light, those that support your path of service, those that support your abundance in this lifetime are going to be drawn to you, magnetized to you. And so you want to keep it pure, your vibration pure and clean, clear through your heart, so that, truly that you are shining in a most pure way, that those who are most going to benefit from your gifts, your teachings, your the magic, your gifts really that you bring. They keep saying gifts. The gifts that you bring are going to be able to find you. So let's tune in and connect with the animal kingdom and see what animal is coming to walk with Leo this month. And there it is. Ah, the wolf. Okay, I know that wolves travel in packs. What I'm hearing when I connect with this imagery today is the lone wolf. And so I feel like February is a bit of a solitary walk for you, Leo. And it feels like that's what your higher self intends for it to be. Now, I don't know what the third dimensional aspect of yourself is going to say to that. I do feel that you would greatly benefit from some quiet time in nature, time for reflection, especially during that period of time when Mercury is retrograde after your full moon. So even from this weekend, really beginning that solitary walk, that inner journey, a little deeper within, will be greatly beneficial to you. Greatly. So that you can come back and lead the pack is what I'm hearing. And lead the pack from the perspective of the wise elder. Not the young juvenile that's like, oh my God, look at me, I can do this, I can do that. No. From the position of the wise elder, one who has walked before, one who has gone through all the various initiations, one who has healed, one who has found a way to share in a relatable way the journey of the heart, which is very common. It's very similar for all of us, and the only real difference for each of us is our personal experience. So I mean, that's pretty big. At the end of the day, though, the feelings of the divine human are all the same. They're all the same, and the needs and desires are pretty much all the same as well. So let's see what the guidebook has to say to you, Leo. I'm not sure. I hope this makes some sense to you. I feel like I'm kind of discombobulated with your reading here. Not sure why, but I trust that what's needing to be heard is coming out and making sense to those who need to hear it. So the wolf comes from the earth aspect of this deck. The earth to your fire. But you can see the fire all around it, right? It's very much there. So the message that wolf has for you: guardian of family and tribe, activism and ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching, religious or political. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following Embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, wolf energy is reliable, democratic, and fearless. When out of balance, judgmental and dominating. The difference between ego-driven and spirit-driven. To bring into balance, practice letting go. So Leo, I trust that these messages resonate with and make sense to you in any now moment that you're receiving them. Thank you so much for being a part of this space. Thank you for your support of me. Thank you for all your likes, comments, and subscribes. They really mean a lot. So please do go ahead and like this video. Feel free to share it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It supports me in more ways than you could ever know. If you're interested in working personally with me, I am offering Magdalene style messages, just like I've done here, for the month of February for $55. A link can be found in the comments below. If that link is not working, which I've received a couple messages that it's not. If it's not working, please reach out to me via email, or you can connect with me here on YouTube or Facebook. I look forward to working with you and supporting you in any way that I can. So Leo, I trust it's going to be a good month for you, knowing that you are held in the eternal embrace of love and that your higher self is always guiding and seeking to get your attention. So until next time, Leo, take good care of yourself. I see you, I feel you, I love you, and I thank you, thank you, thank you.